Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is JLeesCorner. This is a quick little gossip chat. Who said that? Honey, Nene and the world. Okay, honey, Nene and the world said this. Okay, but first things first, if you have not done so already, please come on to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Okay, it is late. Let's get to it. Y'all know to like, to comment, to share, okay, to relax, relate, to release, to inhale, and to exhale, and to follow me on IG and Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Boom, all done. Okay, so Nene Leakes. Okay, girl. Now, see, when certain things happen, I like to wait before I make a video about it because it's always more to it that comes out day by day. So I'm like, now I feel like I can talk about it, okay? And don't forget, I'm going to be live on my YouTube channel this Thursday, which is tomorrow, well, basically today, at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we're going to chit-chat about everything, but I'm going to talk about this right now. So Nene was on her on her IG. And I'm like, what is she doing a talk show? Who she talking to? Why is she in this empty ass place? What's going on here? What's happening? Why are the sockets behind the people, you know what I'm saying, not put together? What is she doing? Well, Lanithia was at the Lanithia. Now we know she's opening a restaurant there in Atlanta. It's not open yet, and wasn't nobody there but them. But you know, she's opening nonetheless. And we see her like, this is gonna be the read section and all of that. And I'm like, they on a camera phone? They on a cell phone? Nene on a cell phone? I'm like, what is she talking about? So it was Nene. It was like 4 guys who happen to be gay, who we don't know. And I'm like, they gonna have a reading session? I'm like, about who? So Nene says she wants to do a live talk show, podcast, web series, or whatever she called it, by reading people. I mean, she wants to do a gossip show. Okay, boom. But I guess she only could do it on her cell phone. I don't know why she decided to post this, but when she first posted it, I'm like, y'all really like they doing housewives taglines. And Nene's first one was, I thought a hot bitch said something, which we know was about Wendy Williams. That's a whole separate video and whatnot, okay? And she then said, like, no one knew you until you knew me. I'm like, but Nene, no one knew you until we knew you. So you can't act as if you was someone before you was no one. No one knew who Nene was before the Housewives of Atlanta 13 years ago. So girl, please leave it alone. Anyone who made you famous, you think you made them famous, y'all was on the same playing field. We didn't know Andy, we did not know you. So boom, okay. Anyway, and it was these tired ass reads. We then had her little friends or strangers, the gay men, who gave their own housewife tagline, and it was like, and then, pass the piece to the other person. And I'm like, why y'all trying to be housewives? You ain't on the housewives show. At least have your own original concept, Nene. Nene, this is a fall from grace. Not because you didn't do it in a big way. Because it looked like you just grabbing that straws in a bucket of spoons. You can't look for straws in the spoon holder. Ain't no spoons there, okay? If you want to be this next talk show, TV show, gossip show, or whatever, this was not the way to do it. Now, we know she came out after the video came out, after she posted on her own, and she said, oh, it was just a meeting, it wasn't the real show, we were just kind of, showing people what it would be. That showed that you not much of a bitch's person, because why would you let the cat out the bag before you got the cat or the bag? Okay, why do that? And then to say, the reason I have, I'm doing it for my gays is because my fan base is gay people. I'm like, so do you not have any straight fans? You only gonna get to your gay fans. Why couldn't you have a plethora of people up there? Gay, straight, tall, short, black, Asian, white, or whatever you want it to be. But to say that you are specifically looking for, gay men, basically, it makes it seem like you're using the gay men as a prop. You're using them for their reads, their antics, and how they, act and whatnot. And I also feel like there are other type of gay men who you can have on there. And I'm like, they all seem the same. Like they was lazy readers. Okay, and then for y'all to sit there and chit chat at your empty ass, not open ass restaurant this shit, which I hope is successful, to sit there and talk about Tyra Banks. And for Nene, I was on Dancing with the Stars before you. Yeah, but you lost. You was a contestant. She is the new host of the show with an EP title. You was on Housewives for 13 years. You didn't even get an EP title. You wasn't EPing. You wasn't directing. You were a cast member on the Housewives for 13 years. Okay, so we know you left a year or two, but anyway, you can't talk about Tyra Banks, who was the host of Dancing with the Stars, who has an EP credit, who had her own show, Top Model, for half my damn childhood. Okay, season after season after. Tyra is a businesswoman. Okay, and for you to try to go at her because of a rumor that, Tyra said that she didn't want Housewives on the show. I thought we was cool, Tyra. Well, clearly y'all not, and not because she allegedly said that. And I don't believe Tyra did. Tyra came out and said, I never said that. One, I don't have anything to do with casting. That ain't my forte. Okay, why would I not want Housewives on the show when I know that we want people on the show who people will then watch and tweet about and talk about, and that will be Housewives. Okay, and Tyra said, I'm a businesswoman. I would never say let's not have people on the show who I know will bring in ratings. Someone is hating on me. It might be Nene. Anyway, but for her gay friends, who we don't know, who then said, well, Tyra needs to be on Housewives because she needs to get her fame back up. I'm like, bitch, you are sitting there with a housewife who was put off the show, who has no fame from the show anymore. She was put off the show because she could not bring it anymore. So for you to say that Tyra needs to go back to, but needs to go on the Housewives show, you sound stupid. Okay? You sound foolish. Tyra Banks, at the end of the day, is fucking Tyra Banks. Sports model, Vogue model, supermodel, fashion person, host, and talk show host, and TV show producer. She is Tyra the fucking Banks. Could you imagine someone saying Iman or Beverly Johnson, Heidi Klum needs to go on a housewife show to get more popular? I'm like, bitch, what? Are you crazy? Are you really gay? Do you not know who the fuck Tyra the Banks is? Even if Tyra never ever walks another runway as a model, she is still Tyra Banks. So it went from that conversation to Cynthia's wedding. And the dude then said, well, let me ask you a question. Did you really ask for $125,000 to go to Cynthia's wedding? Did you ask for the money? And she said, if I turn down the big money for the season, why would I turn down the big money for the season and then ask for a little bit of money for an episode? And I said, well, this is the reason why it sounds plausible to me. You wanted more money than they were willing to give you, and you were let go. You were whatever you want. You let go, parted ways, however you want to say it. You then was invited to Cynthia's wedding. And you felt like, okay, if I'm not going to be paid to be on the show, I'm not going to go to an event that's being filmed for the show for free. Okay, pay me my one appearance fee. Okay, you can't pay me my one appearance fee, I ain't coming. Because I'm not, so that was why I think it's plausible. Because that just makes fucking sense. Now, the fact that Bravo ended up not filming the episode for the show is neither here nor there. But when she then said, going to Cynthia's wedding, I felt like that wouldn't benefit me in any way. And I was like, going to someone's wedding doesn't benefit you. Going to anyone's wedding isn't a benefit to anyone who's a guest. Okay, you're going because you want the best for that person. And for her to say, I wish them the best, I was there when they went on their first date. So you should want to revel in that happiness. But for you to say, I would not benefit from going to said wedding. And I was like, Nene, you are unhappy ass person, because who wants to go to a wedding that benefits them? I mean, if that's the case, maybe she means me and Cynthia ain't cool, we ain't friends, I don't fuck with her, so I don't need to go see her get married. Maybe she meant it's too many guests at the wedding, I don't want to go. What I know is saying it does not benefit me sounded selfish, rude, and bitchy. Okay, we're gonna let that be for 1 second. Now she then in her I didn't post that to be serious, it was all a meeting to see how things would gel or whatever, I'm gonna have other people blah 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 blah, trying to make it seem as if, oh, why would y'all take me serious? Because you posted seriously. You sat there and added you added the little header, the name of the show, call me at Gmail, and this and that and that and this. You was hoping people would love it, and people hated it. Now we know her stance will always stand for her, no matter how bad of a job she does. But it looked tacky. It looked boring. I'm like, why is it an echo? What is she doing? You didn't have no one to do that right. Even if y'all recorded it to see how it was, why did you post it? You posted it because you thought, like, oh, it'll be great. It wasn't great. It wasn't. And the whole boastful, I have, production companies and networks and all the streaming platforms contacting me. I'm like, for what? For who? Poor K. Nene will eventually wind up on Zeus or on YouTube. And that's the thing, she has her own YouTube channel. You could have easily had that produced for your own YouTube channel. Buy you some mics, bitch, and get in the room and make it happen. What you did was lazy. Okay, so I don't believe she has all these tons of people contacting her about this cheap ass read session, because if I feel like if she had all that in her, she wouldn't have been so pissed off when Bravo let her ass go, because she would have had other options. So leave me be with the bullshit. So her saying going to Cynthia's wedding did not benefit her. When the blogs got a hold of that, of course they printed what you said. Now Claudia Jordan had commented back. This is it. Okay, so, it didn't benefit any of the guests to come if we didn't care about Cynthia and Mike. But when you care about someone, it benefits you plenty to see them happy and smiling. You get something out of that. I love seeing people happy, even people I don't rock with anymore. Let's not be so busy trying to show how unbothered we are that we make a fool out of ourselves. Bad answer. Just say you couldn't make it or you felt uncomfortable going. Too many people making this wedding about them. And I'm like, I agree with that. So when she posted that on, I think it was either the Jasmine brand or Shake, or whichever blog it was on IG, people was commenting on her comment, and someone said, that's why you deserve that dude to beat you up. Go ahead and and get them corns off your toes. Nene then replied to that person with the laughing emojis. Why does she do that? And Claudia seeing that, and that's when the fight started. Okay, Claudia then said, oh, you laughing at a woman getting whipped by a man? Okay, I guess since you want to laugh at my abuse, I now have the green light to laugh at the abuse your surgeon been doing to that face. Once again, you overpaid. You hate women and seeing others happy and things not being about you. Period. Okay, let Cynthia have this moment. As much as I don't fuck with you, I never laugh at you getting hurt by some man. That's the typical Nene. Evil and miserable with a rotten spirit. That's why you will most likely never work again in television in any real credible way. No one wants to deal with that. Your attitude sucks. You're talentless, illiterate, narcissistic bully who thinks you're far more important than you really are. Your brand is being rude, abrasive, and arrogant. You're a joke and a punchline at best. Oh, and she was not done, okay? She also then said, she says, Nene, and your piss poor attempt at a talk show made me feel sorry for you. Like, were your friends to tell you the truth? The reading room, more like the upper room, okay? Because that move just killed any chance of you being taken seriously ever again. Oh, how the mighty have fallen over ego. Who Fun was a $2 million easy bag that films in an empty warehouse and calls it a talk show while looking at every bit of a non-union public Stop laughing, JayLee. Okay. Then films in an empty warehouse and calls it a talk show while looking at every bit of a non-union public access TV project. If you weren't so busy shitting on your one talk show friend host and looking down your girl 5 times reconstructed monstrosity of a nose. Oh, that's not funny. Don't do that. I'm trying not to laugh, y'all. So yeah, if you was girl that's not funny, but it is, but it's not. Okay, anyway, we're gonna continue. Shitting on your one talk show friend host and looking down your 5 times reconstructed monstrosity of a nose. She could have gave you some tips. The real gag is you once told me Hollywood wasn't checking for me. Well, now look who the whole world ain't checking for. You. And I've been doing you a favor, keeping it real cute and service with you. But you just gave me the green light, Miss Leakes. Speaking of leaks, maybe it's time I leak the backstory of how we came to know each other back in 2009 when you needed an assistant. When you needed an assist while you were out bopping behind Greg's back with a certain football player. That's the real reason you came for me so hard on your show. You knew I knew and kept your secret. You thought calling me a hoe would make you less of one? Nah, B. Only one of us has ever traded pussy for real about... Oh, stop laughing. Only one of us have ever traded pussy for red bottoms. And it ain't me. And since you thought it was funny to laugh at an abuse victim, I won't feel bad about wearing out that wide, sloppy butt of yours. You deserve all of this karma for all the people you have hurt along the way. But now we're supposed to feel bad for you because you tricked off your opportunity. This fall from grace would not be pretty, and you deserve every bit of your destiny. I hope you save those coins you used to brag about, but I doubt it. Look, I did not mean to laugh as I was reading that. I'm so sorry, but I had to give it all to y'all. It would not. Okay. Nene has not responded to my I don't think she has. I haven't seen that she has. Claudia probably been waiting to go at Nene for a long time, but I feel like despite all the vile things that Claudia said out her mouth, I felt like Nene deserved that energy sometime because of how she acts. So in my opinion, Nene made a whole fool out of herself a couple times. 1, with the read room. 2, backtracking and making it seem as if it was a meeting, you guys. Just a meeting who we let y'all see. Lies. And thirdly, don't laugh at people who are domestic violence abuse. Now, could she have been laughing because the girl said, go put your toes, get them corns off your toes? Possibly. But you can't laugh at any comment that's about abuse. It's just not nice. But Nene, go sit down some damn where. We don't want the read room at all. Because I don't like the fact that Nene feels the need to consistently surround herself with gay men. I can't trust a woman who has no female friends. It's just weird. But so is Nene. Anyway, that's it. Peace.